Pip pip tally ho, Joolz Guides here, and welcome to my Harry Potter guided tour of London, in which I shall visit some of the principal locations connected with Harry Potter. And what better place to start than King's Cross? Not only because that's where you get the Hogwarts Express from, but I've got to go and get my friend and cameraman, Simon. But first thing first, I need to go and get my school uniform. I don't know which house to get. Should I go on my personality or should I go on which one suits me better?
I think it seems to be a bit of both. That's what the sorting hat kind of takes into account. It takes into account your preferences and your personality. If you're kind of like cunning and like the colour green, you can always go for a Slytherin. Or if you're like very brave and adventurous, then Gryffindor is for you.
Oh well, looks like they put me in Slytherin. At least it goes with my eyes.
Goes with your attitude.
Look, they've even got a hawk here. I think it escaped from Hogwarts.
Oh, I thought it was something to do with Harry Potter for a second.
You'd actually need to catch the pigeon. Just watching the film the other day, this is exactly where Hagrid and Harry Potter are walking along. He gives him his ticket to the Hogwarts Express here. Looks slightly different in the film though.
Go on, off you go. You'll be late for school, mate. You'll be late for Hogwarts. Off you go.
Excuse me, can you tell me where platform 9 3/4 is, please?
Don't know what you're talking about, mate.
Muggles like Simon can't see the entrance because it's between platforms 9 and 10. But in the actual film, they used platforms 4 and 5. And I think this is the actual spot here. But they've got bins here, look. Maybe I can try a little bit further along. Worth a try. Oh. Well, actually, in the Chamber of Secrets, that does actually happen to Harry Potter and Ron Weasley. And they end up having to fly to Hogwarts in a magic car from over there, which is where we're going next. A lot of the exteriors for King's Cross Station in the films are actually St Pancras Hotel, which is over here, built in the 1800s. This is the spot where the car's parked and they get in and then it flies over this building as they fly their way to Hogwarts. But we're flying down to the River Thames. Now this is Lambeth Bridge, and the reason it's painted red is to match the seats in the House of Lords, because Westminster Bridge over there is painted green to match the House of Commons. This is the one that's featured in the beginning of The Prisoner of Azkaban. He gets picked up by the night bus and it comes herring around this corner and it has to shrink in order to get between two double-decker buses. I was watching Fast and Furious 6 the other day, and this was supposed to be doubling up as Moscow. They'd had all those kind of Kremlin-type domes and stuff at the end of the bridge, but I definitely recognised those two buildings over there. It was totally London. Makes me feel very professional walking along this bit because this is where all the news broadcasters and stuff stand when they're on the TV. We're heading to Westminster Bridge over there because in the Order of the Phoenix you see them fly over Parliament on their broomsticks. I find these shadows on the ground quite amusing. I wonder if they did that on purpose. Sorry if I'm rather childish. Now she's got a connection to Harry Potter up there on her chariot. That's Queen Boudica, or Boadicea, depending on what school you went to. And she was queen of the Iceni tribe who defeated the Romans. And according to the 1930s historian Lewis Spence, they buried her under King's Cross Station. And where was she buried? Under platforms 9 and 10. And that was in the 1930s. It's a bit of a myth that she had swords on her chariot. Everyone thinks she did because of this statue, but there's no real evidence for it. It's a pity also about all the renovation work going on Big Ben, but with a flash of my magic umbrella, I can just get it to all disappear. Evanesco. After you've been to Westminster Bridge, you can pop down here to Westminster Station because this is where, in the Order of the Phoenix, Harry comes with Arthur Weasley to face the tribunal for having used magic in front of Muggles. Poor old Arthur Weasley, he doesn't understand how to use the ticket gate. He ends up walking through the ticket barrier backwards. I suppose he's a typical tourist who stands in the way at the last minute getting out his ticket. This is Whitehall, and over there, behind those black gates, is where our Muggle Prime Minister lives. And of course, this is where all the governmental buildings, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Ministry of Transport, Ministry of City Walks, and of course the Ministry of Magic, which is down here. Down here is Scotland Place and a Great Scotland Yard, where the Metropolitan Police headquarters used to be. In the Order of the Phoenix, he comes here with Arthur Weasley, and they walk along here, don't they? Like this. And there's a telephone box just over here in the corner, and they've put up a bridge there in the film. It's not there in real life, but they enter a telephone box, which is just about here. I think he dials 62442, which dials magic, if you spell it out. And Arthur Weasley says, oh, this should be interesting. I've never used the visitor's entrance before. And they descend down here into the ministry. And then in the Deathly Hallows Part 1, that corner over there is where Ron is keeping an eye out in the film for Falda Hopkirk, who he's going to zap. And then they drag her over to that gate over there, which in the film is actually a nice wooden gate. But now it's just a place where builders spit and smoke cigarettes. Then they emerge, having drunk Polyjuice Potion, and come round the corner here to Horse Guards Avenue. They've erected a fake public toilet in the film. So there's a public toilet, and they walk down into the public toilet, and then they flush themselves down the toilet, don't they? And it's right here, and it's a perfect place because it all looks like kind of ministry buildings. Someone told me that J.K. Rowling used to work for Amnesty International somewhere around here, and she would have been very familiar with these areas, and they said that her inspiration for Diagon Alley was possibly this little alleyway over here, because if you look carefully, it does run diagonally to this main street. And this pub here is just by Charing Cross Road, just like the Leaky Cauldron in the books, and it even has a convenient back door. Excellent. You can come out the back, tap the bricks, and you're in Diagon Alley. This is actually, Bridges Place is the second narrowest street in London.
Will he make it? Will he be able to squeeze through?
Then in Deathly Hallows, they apparate from the wedding to Piccadilly Circus. Here I go. Ooh. Oh, I hate doing that. It's like Piccadilly Circus around here. Have you seen American Werewolf in London? You know that scene where he runs out of the cinema and the werewolf starts chasing everybody? That was in Piccadilly Circus. Speaking of werewolves, did you know that I did the audition to be the werewolf in Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban? And you had to be really strong because you had to wear this really heavy wolf's head outfit thing, and it weighed a ton. And I remember that's the reason why I didn't get the job, because I was just too weedy. But over here in Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1, when they're under attack from the Death Eaters at Bill and Fleur's wedding, they apparate, don't they? They reappeared just over here, don't they? Somewhere around here. Yes, that's right. Yeah, there were just in front of Gap, there were railings, and they just narrowly avoid getting hit by a 19 bus. Oh, this is a 38 though. I think they end up walking up here, don't they? And Hermione goes on about how they're in Shaftesbury Avenue. She used to come here with her parents. They walk underneath these columns, and then they end up in a cafe, don't they? Then you see them just walking under there. Do you remember this is the Trocadero? It was really manky, but now it's really decent. I really like it. I'm a member of this.
That was decent.
I think it's right here that Hermione turns to Harry and says, "Oh, I just remembered it's your birthday and we didn't even celebrate." And she's like, "Well, I think we just got attacked by a bunch of Death Eaters, so I've got other things on my mind." And at the other end of Shaftesbury Avenue, you could even take in a show. Harry Potter and the Cursed Child is showing right here at Cambridge Circus. In the book, J.K. Rowling has the Leaky Cauldron in Charing Cross Road, and it's been famous for its bookshops for over 100 years. I mean, there aren't so many these days. Just opposite the Porcupine pub, just next to this number 12 on the wall. This is where, in Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince, the Death Eaters come flying in before they destroy the Millennium Bridge. They come all the way down over Trafalgar Square, up Charing Cross Road, up Great Newport Street, and down this alleyway, straight into the front of the Leaky Cauldron.
There he is again, Lewis.
Was that Simon Callow? Hello?
Yes, we caught Simon Callow on camera.
Just one of many famous stars who are trying to get into a Joolz Guide. Desperate.
I tried to get him out of the way, actually. He was kind of in my...
Definitely worth popping your nose here into Goodwin's Court if you're in the area, because I really love this beautiful, authentic 17th century alleyway. Now, when you do the Warner Brothers Harry Potter studio tour, Draco Malfoy says that the set designers for the film wanted Diagon Alley to look like it was lifted from the world of Charles Dickens. And it doesn't get much more Charles Dickens than this. I mean, it looks kind of Harry Potter-y. I mean, it's quite conceivable that she would have been inspired by a street like this. Look at those original gas lamps too. I really love those. Gosh, from 1690. and it hasn't changed really. This street looks tremendous. This is another one of those streets that people say inspired J.K. Rowling. It's full of bookshops, it's off Charing Cross Road, so it would make sense. There's quite a few of the shops down here sell Harry Potter related things. Look at these, you can see by magic money, Harry Potter and friends. There you go, there's a Voldemort on that one. I should probably get that one with a scarf like this. First editions, which cost quite a bit of money. I must come back to this shop actually and get myself a new cravat. Just want to do a quick shout out to Joshua Gutierrez, who was with me when I lost my old cravat, and he actually gave me some money to put toward a new cravat. Got my eye on this one actually, so thanks Joshua. Next it's off down there to St Paul's Cathedral. As if anyone cares about St Paul's Cathedral, it being our greatest cathedral and all. It did take only 35 years to build it. It's quite impressive, given that Notre Dame took about 130 years. In that clock tower there, I think that's where in the Prisoner of Azkaban the stairway is, that they knock the crystal wall down. They're coming down from their divination class. But sadly, it's not open to the public. Hello! Fans, you know, what can I say? Oh, I should say this is the school where Daniel Radcliffe went.
So that's the real Hogwarts, so to speak.
Oh, so kind of. But not really. I mean,
apparently
everyone was a bit mean to him, all his fellow pupils. But he didn't really attend it much. He was only there for about like sort of 4 months or something, because he was constantly out filming and he had to have private lessons. And this is the Millennium Bridge, and it's actually called the Wobbly Bridge to us Brits. It certainly wobbles in Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince when the Death Eaters swoop down and destroy the whole bridge, and then they fly off over Tate Modern. Well, now, it's nothing to do with Harry Potter, but it's a pity you can't see the chewing gum. There's a famous chewing gum painter of old London town called Ben Wilson, and he paints all the chewing gum. But unfortunately, it's a bit dark, so you can't see them. But fear not, because I think all I have to do is a Lumos spell, and we can suddenly switch to daylight. Lumos! Ah, look. And Lucy Worsley trying to get into my Joolz Guide as well. The shadows grow tall, the sky bruises, and we must be forced to camp. This is Borough Market. It's not really happening at the moment because it's quite late and everything's closed, but it's the oldest fruit and veg market in London. I mean, it's been here for about 1,000 years. But just over there, where it says El Pastor, is where the Leaky Cauldron is, in The Prisoner of Azkaban. The night bus comes hurtling down here, then he goes inside and he stays here in room number 11 until the new term. Are you drinking butterbeer or gilly juice?
Always butterbeer. Always.
Sounds revolting. And room number 11 is actually that one right up there. I don't know if you can see it. Just the window on the left at the top, because you can see he looks over Borough Market and a train goes by. That's the train track, that right there. I love markets when they're opening up and closing. Hello mate, how you doing? Sorry about you. Yeah, good, thanks. I love it, it's so atmospheric, you know. Always makes me think of My Fair Lady. This is the delightful London Bridge. And over there, actually, in the Order of the Phoenix, that's Canary Wharf. That's where they appear on their broomsticks, flying from Little Whinging over the Tower Bridge, down the Thames, towards 12 Grimauld Place. But 12 Grimauld Place in Muggle world, that's Claremont Square, up in Angel Islington, which is miles away. So I'm going to have to swiftly apparate there. I don't like doing this. Gosh, apparating can be kind of disorientating. And I seem to have landed on the wrong side of these bars. This gate is unlocked in the film, but don't go calling on the houses because you'll just really annoy them. 12 Grimauld Place actually emerges between two other properties in this street. It's actually the family home of Sirius Black and also the headquarters of the Order of the Phoenix. But then Harry goes on to inherit the property. Well, I think I better apparate out of here before I get picked up by the police. Oh! Well, yes. Now, that building over there, the curved one, that's City Hall, where the mayor works. In the Half-Blood Prince, they're all looking out of the office window, and it's actually the Death Eaters coming to destroy this Millennium Bridge. That's where they filmed it from, and it was also designed by Sir Norman Foster. Boo! I'm booing him because he turned down my mum.
Well, there you go. He wasn't that smart, was he?
No, he made a bad choice. Yeah, but John Hurt, who played Mr. Ollivander, did ask my mum out. She turned him down. Okay, so this is the monument to the Fire of London, of course, which you'll know all about if you see my other film about the London Pass. If you lie it flat, the top, that would arrive exactly at the point in Pudding Lane where the Fire of London started. Some people say that the thing on top is a snitch. It's not a snitch, it's a goblet of fire, of course. But we're heading up there where it all started with Harry and where it's sadly going to finish for us. This is Leadenhall Market. They use it in loads of films, actually. I believe in Tomb Raider, Angelina Jolie drives through here on her motorbike. It's so nice. I mean, I think it was built in 1881. The designer is Horace Jones, who also designed Tower Bridge. But down here is the interesting part from Harry Potter. Right. Oh, have you taken a photo of the Leaky Cauldron yet? Oh, it's around the corner. Oh, excellent, perfect people. Let's go around there then. Because in Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, or the Sorcerers Stone if you're American, they have to come down here to go shopping. And Harry says, can we get all this stuff in London? And Hagrid says,
you gotta know where to go.
You two can help me recreate a scene from the film, because they're just walking along here.
Can you get all this in London?
If you know where to go.
Excellent.
I loved you, and I loved you.
There you go.
And then they go around the corner to the Leaky Cauldron. They use different Leaky Cauldrons for various films. Of course, in The Prisoner of Azkaban, you couldn't get a night bus all the way down this little alleyway, so they had to use the one in Borough Market. And Harry discovers he's a megastar. He meets Professor Quill, and Hagrid uses his umbrella to tap the bricks, and then they end up in Diagon Alley. I'm going to tap the bricks, and we're going to go up to our own Leaky Cauldron. How do you fancy a drink, Simon? I'm going to have a butterbeer.
I fancy a gilly juice.
Good choice.
Yeah. Cheers, Julian.
Cheers, Simon. Well, if you enjoyed my videos, please hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to tell your friends about Joolz Guides. There's loads more other videos all about London on my channel. And if you want a guided tour of London, then please drop me a line at joolzguides.com, where you can find out more about me, and you can even chuck me a donation on PayPal if you like, since no one pays me to do these films, or even be my Patreon. Tally-ho!